Hi, friends. It's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another Strong Qigong. Today we had to move inside because of some threatening clouds, but we had some fun carving the clouds today. This class was a bow stance class, so we did some things to strengthen our bow stance technique. We began with something called the single whip in Tai Chi. You've seen it in a lot of places. From single whip, we did a sister move known lovingly as the snake creeped down. Then we did our carving the clouds, one of my favorite. And there we went into piercing the clouds, all classic Tai Chi moves. From piercing the clouds, we finished up with a single hand silk reeling. So today was all bow stance, and we focused on our positioning, on our movement, on our breath, on our meditation as always. So I hope you'll come back, enjoy this class, and do it again and again with us. Learn to move your center of gravity within your base of support. Learn about your alignment and your balance and your coordination with Strong Qigong. So as we always begin, let's begin with getting our cycle right. So as we know, the key to taking a deep breath first begins with slowing the breath. We have two branches of our nervous system, the autonomic, which is the automatic nervous system. And those two branches are the sympathetic branch, fight or flight, and the parasympathetic branch, rest or digest. We want to tip towards that latter branch. The way we do that is by calming our breath down, making every breath a little bit deeper, slower, quieter, and more even. When we do that, we tip that scale in the right direction. But what we've learned in recent years is that every breath cycle has the same yin and yang. And so when we extend every exhale, we compound that benefit. So when you make your exhale longer than your inhale, you'll notice these benefits compound. So extend every breath, make them slower, quieter, and more even. Then extend every exhale. Squeeze a little more air out at the bottom of every breath cycle. As you do so, you control this process. Long, slow, deep, silent breath. Deep and slow, quiet and even. In through the nose, out from the mouth. In through the belly, out from the chest. In through the heart, out from the mind. Continue breathing in this manner. And if you want to keep all nasal breathing, that's even better. But we control the exhale with pursed lips, and that's why we exhale from the mouth. That's a martial arts technique. So if you're comfortable doing so, extend every breath, and as you do, you might use this useful visualization. You might imagine that your breath cycle is just like a samurai sword, and you're sharpening that sword. And so as you inhale, you're drawing that sword across a sharpening stone. You're focusing on where the edge meets the stone. When you draw all the way in, you flip the blade, and as you exhale, you push the blade from you, still focusing on that edge. Now, this is where it gets interesting. As we extend our exhale, we flip the blade and draw it to us. Once we get at the end of the inhale, we flip the blade and push it from us. And it's that flipping of the blade that we call sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. So as you do so, focus on the fleeting moment where your out-breath changes to your in-breath. Your in-breath changes back to your out-breath. Seek out that fleeting moment. That is sharpening your mind on the stone of the breath. You're using the dopamine in your brain to seek it out. You don't find the moment, it's infinitesimal. The goal is to seek it. So as you use that visualization, sharpen your mind on the stone of the breath. After a few more breaths like that, invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. Now we take a deep breath in. Our head floats like a balloon. As we exhale, we purse our lips, letting air out of the balloon, and the chin drops to the chest. When we inhale again, we inhale and we sweep one ear past one shoulder. We exhale across the chest. Inhale, opposite ear past opposite shoulder. As we exhale across the chest, we rock from side to side. We call this the yoga neck roll. And what it does is calibrate our body sense and our position sense, what we call interoception and proprioception. Rocking from side to side, our breath coordinates with our movement. Our diaphragm coordinates with our inner ear. Our cranial nerves coordinate with one another. It's a great place to start. It gets our balance system all in alignment with our breath. Wherever you are on this sequence, when you feel comfortable, invite yourself to pause back at the bottom. Inhale your chin back upright, and let's work into the upper respiratory sinus. The shoulder girdles. We begin to scoop our shoulders forward and upward. As we bring them around back, we squeeze them downward and backward. And as we do so, we calibrate our breath with this movement. So as you loop forward and upward, you inhale. As you squeeze downward and backward, you exhale. You continue in this manner, calibrating your breath with your movement. Beautifully done. Wake up that area between your shoulder blades, known as the Dajue point, with these big looping circles. Well done. After a few more of these breaths, you can relax your shoulders at your side, turn your eyes towards one hand, and begin to scoop and toss your hand behind you from side to side. This we call silk reeling, and we also call this move the windmill. Beautifully done. And your eyes follow hands, and your hands follow breath, and your breath follows mind. Little bit mesmerizing, that's the idea. Well done. Now bring this looping up into your elbows. Begin to throw big circular elbow strikes behind you, like a martial arts move. And invite your trunk to turn. Invite your weight to shift. And once you've looped those elbows, begin to roll each shoulder in the same manner. Big backward circle. Well done. Shifting weight and turning trunk. And as you shift weight, and as you turn trunk, you can work into your lower thoracic spine, your lower rib cage, by going right into the ragdoll. Simply turn from side to side. Let the momentum carry you. Beautifully done. From ragdoll, we'll go into pellet drum. Merely use the momentum of your turning trunk to slap or tap the top of the opposite shoulder and the low back. Once you've got that rhythm going, go ahead and move down to the top of the chest, somewhere by the collarbone. Well done. From the top of the chest, drop to the bottom of your rib cage. Like so. Well done. Now, from the bottom of the rib cage, drop to the hip. Beautifully done. And you've got it. You're ready to go into the lower half of the body. Let your hands drift to your hips. Begin big looping hula hoops. Loosen up the lumbopelvic hip complex. We call this stirring the bowl. In honor of the pelvis, which is a Latin origin, it means bowl. So like you're holding the bell of a wine glass, you're swirling a little wine around in the bottom of the glass. In whichever direction you chose, simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. Beautifully done. And then we'll work our way further into the lumbopelvic hip complex and the upper legs. We pause in the middle, stand a little wider, get into a bobbing kind of form where this is known as the horse riding stance, and just make sure you've got a nice little bit of bounce to you. For the Great Bear Swings, we take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we turn our shoulders, dropping down. As we inhale, we turn shoulders, rise to pause. And exhale, turn shoulders, drop down. Inhale, rise to pause. Go from side to side, following your breath. Now, if you want to do it traditionally, you turn your head in the direction you're moving, as long as your neck feels okay. And if you really want to follow tradition, you look up out of the corner of your eye at the end of each move and peer up into the sky behind you. That's the Great Bear Swings from side to side. On your next exhale, invite yourself to pause at the bottom. Inhale your trunk upright, and before we leave, begin to shift weight on a figure 8. Shifting from one side to the other, round the corner as you turn. Smooth out that corner by looping the hip. And this is a good form. If you'll notice, trunk remains upright while you do so. Each of the 3 dantian rest peacefully on one another, as we always say, on life's river's edge. Well done. Now, you can invite yourself to settle back into the middle, bring your feet back into your square center stance, essentially shoulder width. Shift weight to one foot, raise one heel, do some loops with the knee. You'll notice your ankle and foot follow along obediently. After you've gone in one direction, simply unwind what you've wound. Well done. Now, over to the other foot. Raise heel, loop inward. After a few inward loops, a few outward loops. Beautifully done. Now settle back into the middle. All that's left are the wrists, hands, and forearms. Gently clasp them in front of the heart and roll wrists. After you've gone in one direction, simply unwind in the opposite direction. Beautifully done. We're ready now for our visualization. Unclasp the hands. Remember your Lao Gong points, right where your middle finger meets your palm. These lead the way. These are energy centers, important energy centers in Tai Chi and Qigong. We let them drop, and with our breath, we inhale them towards the heart center. As we exhale, we melt them towards the body center, and we continue in this manner. Breathing. Follow the rhythm of your own breath. You don't need to follow mine. And if you're comfortable doing so, to get the full power of this visualization, you can invite your eyes to close. And this way, you can follow the breath upward and follow it downward. As you do so, use this classic Qigong visualization known as cleansing the inner body. As you inhale, you visualize a glowing mist rising from the core of the earth, through the soles of your feet, through the trillions of cells that make up your inner body. With every inhale, this glowing mist rises and it collects in your upper dantian, in your mind's eye center. And when you exhale and your palms melt down, you visualize that that glowing mist formed a glowing cloud. That glowing cloud formed a glowing rain. That glowing rain washes down those trillions of cells through the soles of your feet and back into the earth. So with every breath, a glowing mist rises and a glowing rain falls, cleansing the inner body, washing and preparing for all that follows. You might also visualize this glowing rain washing the 3 energy centers, the 3 smooth river rocks, We carefully gathered, balanced, and stacked on life's river's edge. Beautifully done. When your hands rise again, invite them to pause at heart height in a hugging pose, a hugging stance we know lovingly as stand like tree. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Now between them, our spine gently stretches with every breath. This is known as the string of pearls. Meanwhile, our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak, and our three energy centers rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully gathered, balanced, and stacked three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred. We see the dance in our mind's eye, and we enjoy the visualization of our warm-ups, from the yoga neck roll through the shoulder rolls, from the windmill through the pellet drum, from stirring the bowl through the great bear swings. We see and feel it as we invite our hands to gently melt downward, slowly, until they find their destination, thumbs crossed over the belly button, folded fingers warming below, on what's lovingly known as the cauldron of the body. Through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body, and as we do, we delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond and grow brighter and brighter. We draw that light upward and outward with every inhale. We begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the middle dantian. And as we blow on the embers of both cauldrons, we draw the light upward and outward, filling our inner galaxy with light, spilling beyond our inner galaxy and bathing the space between us with light, warm, silken, chi energy. May your body be strong. May your heart be calm. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step into the center of our little boat. The hand on this side of the room or screen floats before the heart in a gentle fist. The hand on this side covers it. Together, we take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. As we inhale ourselves back upright, when we exhale, our hands melt down in gratitude for this tradition. We do it again, and this time we bring our hands up and slowly exhale down our center line. This is centering the chi, where we begin and end every class together. We do another one, bringing our palms together. This is in deference to the Shaolin. We do this because we borrow so much from them and learn so much from them. We pause at the heart center. We inhale our palms upright, elbows rise, and then we exhale down. We are ready to step out into our little boat. We unlock our knees, and when we inhale again, our hands come up about an inch apart, and as we exhale, our knees and hands melt down in concert with our breath. Inhale and rise. As you exhale, fall, rising and falling in concert with the breath. This is known lovingly as sinking the chi. It's where we calibrate our breath with our movement and keeping our three energy centers resting peacefully on one another. Now today we're going to explore some bow stand, and we're going to do a few different moves in the bow stance tradition. So when our hands drop, invite your hands to pause at the bottom, and then inhale them up to heart height and exhale back down. This is known as opening the door and will prepare us for where we go. When your hands rise again, spread them wide and stand like tree with eyes open so that you can shift your weight to the western foot, we'll call it. Now, you draw the eastern foot into what's known as T stance. This is toe stance. And you keep the hips open. We call it the groin, they call it the qua in the ancient Asian martial arts. Now the hand you're over, the foot you're over, makes a 3-jaw chuck. That is, you bring them together and bend the wrist like you're holding a whip. We're about to bow stance out. And when we do, we open up the stance. Now, bow stance in its proper form is open in 2 different planes. Your knees are apart. So it's not like a yoga lunge. It's a different kind of martial arts lunge. Once you're in this position, you're facing the east. And this lead hand drops down. As you inhale, you bring it up to the whip. You exhale out to complete the circle and pause. Then do it again. Follow your breath. Inhale and exhale to the side. This is the single whip in Tai Chi. And your eyes follow your hand. And your hands follow your breath. And your breath follows your mind. Beautifully done. Now, there's a sister move to the single whip that's known as the snake creeps down. So on your next extension, when you pause over that foot for a split second, simply pause and reverse the circle. You inhale up, you exhale down and out, and you continue in this manner. This is the snake creeps down, evocative of a snake creeping down from a branch to a trunk to the roots of a tree. Beautifully done. And as before, eyes follow hand, hand follows breath, breath follows mind. Beautifully done. Now, we'll pause extended over the foot, and the hand that was holding the whip lines up with the hand over the foot. As we inhale, we draw back to the back foot. As we exhale, we saw forward, and then our eyes follow our hands through the sky to saw forward again. Gooping like so. That's it. Inhale. And exhale and saw forward. This is one of my favorites. I learned this years ago. And this is called carving the clouds. And why I always loved it was because it feels like surfing. This is what we would call a bottom turn in surfing. After you're dropped to the bottom of the wave, you've got to complete a bottom turn. And often the weight shift is just like this, and the hands move in a very similar movement. So I've always loved this move, carving the clouds. Now, when your hands wind up over your eastern foot again, pause and line up your palms like so. Inhale back to your heart. Exhale, lunge forward, and then breaststroke. If you inhale back, scoop up to the heart, push forward again. It's as if you're opening 2 curtains. This is known as piercing the clouds. So another one that has kind of a surfing feel to it, almost like paddling the board. Exhale forward or to the east, inhale to the back foot. Beautifully done. Now, to finish up this eastern side, because you know we're going to do the western side too, when you lunge over that eastern foot again, simply pause and turn your trunk back towards the screen, back towards us. You can place that hand on this hip, and this hand drops down and then drags across your field of vision. Continue in this manner. This is just a form of single-handed silk reeling. And if you can calibrate your breath, inhale as you return to center, exhale as you turn to side. And get a little mesmerized on your hand. That's the idea. Eyes follow hand. Hand follows breath. Breath follows mind. Beautifully done. And on this next one, pause again. Step forward, return to center, stand like tree. Eyes open, shift weight to the eastern foot. Grasp the invisible hook. T, step in. Bow, step out. Get that wide stance on two planes. Extend the hand for single whip. Inhale to center. Exhale to side. Continue in this manner. Beautifully done. Eyes follow hand. Hand follows breath. Breath follows mind. As we allow the floating of our hand to put us into a little bit of a meditative dream state. That's Tai Chi and Qigong. Beautifully done. When you extend again, reverse the circle. Snake creeps down. Inhale up. Exhale down and across. Continue. Beautifully done. The snake creeps down east and west. Well done. When the hand lunges again, line up the palms. Inhale to the back foot. Exhale to the front. Drag them through the sky. Then saw forward again. Look at you. Carving the clouds, east and west. Beautifully done. Oh, it feels so good, surfing on dry land. When the hands lunge to the west again, line up your palms. Inhale right back to the heart. Exhale forward, open the two curtains. Inhale to the heart, pierce the clouds again, east and west. Beautifully done. Piercing the clouds, east and west. And when you return back to your center again, pause, turn towards the front, rest the eastern hand on the eastern hip. Extend the western hand, scoop down, drag across. Silk reeling, one-handed, east and west. How beautiful. Follow the breath, follow the hand, feel the flow. Well done. And in a moment, when you extend the hand again, simply pause, square up your stance, and stand like tree. Find your alignment. If you're comfortable doing so, invite the eyes to close. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Our spine gently stretches between them with every breath in the string of pearls. Our hands hover as if we're hugging that long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. Our three energy centers rest peacefully on one another as if we carefully gathered, balanced, and stacked those three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. With soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, better yet eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred, and boy did you stir it today. with a single whip. And the snake creeps down with carving the clouds and piercing the clouds, and with single-handed silk reeling, all performed east and west. You see it and feel it in your mind's eye. You use the power of your own visualization, your own imagination, your own concentration, and your own meditation. No one can take it from you. If your eyes are closed, you enjoy it as your hands begin the final journey downward. Thumbs cross over the belly button, folded fingers warm on the cauldron of the body. Through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we resume blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the cauldron of the body, and we delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond. With each deep ensuing inhale, we draw the light upward and outward. And we finally get to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the mind, the area that gave us this beautiful visualization, this beautiful inner show. We blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, filling our inner galaxy with the brightest light yet. And it spills beyond our inner galaxy and it bathes the space between us. It spills beyond the space between us and it bathes the world around us. It spills beyond the world around us and it bathes life itself with light, warm, silken, chi energy. May your body stay strong, and may your heart stay calm, and may your mind be sharp, and may your spirit be free. Yi Dao, Qi Dao, which means where mind goes, Qi follows. Where intention goes, the energy flows, so choose wisely. If eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open when you feel ready, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step back into the center of our little boat. And slowly and deliberately inhale our palms up till they're an inch apart. Just as slowly and deliberately exhale down our center line, centering the chi as promised at the beginning. So the hand on this side of the room or screen makes the gentle fist. The hand on this side covers it. Together, we take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow in a gesture of mutual respect. And you give yourselves a round of applause for being the light you made in the world today.